Hey gang, welcome back. This is the post-market recap for February 21st. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the trades that I took this morning on both ES and NASDAQ. If you have not, tune in to my post-market analysis, my live trade call, our trade session, and then this post-market recap will be based off of those two videos. Okay, I feel like I want this to go down more. I need to figure out this whole little setup situation. But anyways, let's get right into it. So, let's go over NASDAQ first. Now, I entered a trade on NAS and I had to dip out because I had a Pilates class earlier today. And today's trade on NAS specifically is the epitome of patience pays, because I am used to being into trades. I'm used to getting in trades and out of trades rather quickly, but today that was not the case. But I sat on my hands and I let price do whatever it wanted to do, and I actually took price went all the way down to my final take profit. So, or at least where I had my take profit. But everything worked out according to plan. So on the 4 hour, we were bearish at the time. On the 1 hour, we were bearish also at the time. Go down to the 5-minute, price swept the liquidity of this 1 hour high. Being that we were bearish on both the 4 hour and the 1 hour, my bias was bearish. Price swept this 1 hour high and then gave us a break of structure to the downside. So let me go ahead and mark that out. Price came up here, swept liquidity again around like the 10 a.m. mark, which is quite common. Price broke structure to the downside here, first and foremost. And then from there, price also made this 5-minute fair value gap. Now price broke above that 5-minute fair value gap and actually came into the order block, which this line can also kind of identify the order block, which is right here. So I went ahead and I entered here off of this 5-minute fair value gap. Was in a little bit of drawdown, but I put my stops above the original liquidity sweep. Price was kind of consolidating here. We had a break of structure to the upside on the 5-minute up here, which kind of made me a little bit nervous. And then we didn't have another break of structure until right here on the 5-minute. Two fair value gaps were formed. I didn't take another trade, although this could have been another trade opportunity in here. Price broke structure back to the downside, pulled back into this 5-minute fair value gap. Again, messing around, consolidating quite a bit, but eventually we got a push down in the PM session, and I took price all the way down to my final TP, which was 17,373 on NASDAQ. So we got a win. However, on the S&P, very similar setup, except we got stopped out. So let me walk you through it. On the 4 hour, my God, excuse me. On the 4 hour, we were bearish. On the 1 hour, we were also bearish at the time. But now, at the time we were bearish, but price did make a bullish break of structure on the 1 hour that I'm just seeing now, but that was after we got stopped out. Being that the 1 hour and the 4 hour at this time, they were both bearish, I had a bearish bias, obviously. So I waited for price to do its thing. Let's see. I went ahead and I marked out these areas of liquidity on the 1 hour because I wanted price to come up, sweep those areas of liquidity before selling back down. And then price did just that barely right here, swept pre-market liquidity as well as the 1 hour liquidity, gave us a break of structure to the downside here. Very similar to NASDAQ. We had let me see really quick. Delete this. We had a 5-minute fair value gap here. I entered in, so we had a sweep of liquidity, break of structure to the downside, fair value gap formed. That's 3 steps like taken in a row. So I got in off of this rejection candle here. Price eventually stopped me out, swept more liquidity before selling down to, I didn't even have this marked out, this area. This was my TP1. So yeah, we got stopped out by like 9 points. Love that. So yeah, that's that. And then both on ES and on NASDAQ, towards the end of the day, price is making a move up. So overall, similar to yesterday, 1 and 1. I was apprehensive to take both trades, but at the end of the day, if I see a setup on both pairs or on both indices, I don't see why I wouldn't take the trade. Unless it's like just one of the risk to reward is just like not favorable, but I'm getting into the habit of if I see it, take it. Like there's no need to not take it, especially if I see it. And if anything, if I do want to take 2 trades, then I can just lower my risk on one of them or both of them or none of them. So yes, 1 and 1, lost on ES today, but NASDAQ made up for it. And I believe, again, I'm paper trading right now, so keep that in mind. But I want to go to my history. Commission. So this 150 is just commissions. So yesterday's trade on ES was a win. And then today's trade on NASDAQ was a win. This was the loss that I took on ES. So overall, we up. Again, my like units and everything is off. Like I haven't figured that out yet. But so far so good. And that's it. Thank you for tuning in. It's really nice to be able to film these videos to be able to see what my analysis was before market opened, kind of how I moved and operated during the live trade session. I'm laughing because during the live trade session, if you didn't watch the video, I literally forgot that I was recording because at some point, like I just time lapse a chunk of it because again, it's just sitting and looking at price doing its thing. And I was measuring myself because I wanted to buy an article of clothing and I just wanted to make sure it would fit. So I was literally measuring myself completely but naked, literally standing in front of my computer in this camera. So I cut that out because you have to pay for that to get access to that. But yeah, that was literally so funny. I was like, I cannot believe it. Thank God this isn't like live streamed because that was literally insane. Anyways, that is all for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you found this helpful. Again, this is really cool for me to also look back on and just see my thought process from beginning to end and to see the progress that is being made by yours truly. That's it. Thank you so much. And I will see you for tomorrow's pre-market analysis. Bye.